I've never been interested in just making art, and I think that the reason for that is that, and I'm not, you know, making a judgment call on the million of wonderful artists out there who are doing it, but for me, making art is kind of a personal expression, right? And I've just never really felt that my personal expression is that, who cares? You know, I'm much more interested in a dialogue. I've been making things my whole life. It's like I started oil painting lessons when I was 7. So this thing of being a maker, it's not foreign to my family. I mean, my grandfather on my father's side was an inventor. He was involved in headlight design and had like over 90 patents on automotive headlights. And my father was involved in fluorescent lighting early on. So the idea that you could have a life comprised of making things was not foreign to my family at all. So I went to undergrad. I got a degree in fine art in painting and drawing, and went on to grad school at Madison, Wisconsin, again in painting and drawing, and moved down to Chicago and quit making art for the most part. And I think part of that was that I wasn't really interested in making art that was just me expressing myself. You know, it's like, you know, who cares really as far as that goes? And I was 21, 22 years old. You know, I didn't feel like I had that much to say. And it was 1980, and right around that time, within a couple of years of that, my partner and I at the time, Lloyd Schwan, we saw this movement from Italy start taking place, and it was the Memphis Design Group. They were creating this amazingly beautiful work, furniture and tabletop accessories that was like so sculptural. At the same time, art furniture galleries were starting to open up. And so we quickly moved into this field of making things that people would use. We started the company Godley Schwan. It started out as a costume jewelry company, and we knew nothing. We knew absolutely nothing about running a business. I mean, we knew nothing about making stuff for sale. We got ourselves a rep. We had put together a line of these silly little earrings and bracelets and pins and stuff, and we got a rep. And she took it to the New York Gift Fair, or one of those shows, I forget which one it was, and sold $60,000 worth of this stuff in the first show. You know, and so we were in business overnight. We had a large order within the first couple of years of doing that from Neiman Marcus, and it paid enough money that we packed up and moved to New York City, because we were both still doing work that could be for galleries, more the art furniture work, not so much painting or sculpture. So over the course of maybe 4 or 5 years, we went from doing tabletop accessories to pulling the furniture that we had been doing for the art furniture galleries into Godley Schwan. And again, partly because we were so naive. I mean, we would design a whole new line for every single show, simply because that's what we were interested in doing. And so you know, it probably wasn't the best business model, but we designed and made and sold so many different designs, literally thousands. We had heard about this furniture fair in Milan, Italy, and it's the Salone dei Mobili, and it's one of the largest contemporary furniture fairs in the world, and we thought, well, we should go see that. And we got there knowing nothing about really what was going on there, and it turned out we were the only contemporary furniture company from the United States. People kept coming up to us and saying, oh, you can't be from the United States. There is no design in the United States. So we came back from that with an enormous amount of press. Getting the accolades from Europe really made a huge difference as far as what we were doing here. It was a wild time, and still, it's like, you know, the majority of the work that we did it because we wanted to make things. You know, I can't say that we ever were very good at kind of gauging the market to say, you know, what might sell well. And we had said, okay, so how about if we just do some stuff that's really fun, we'll put it in the front of our booth and it'll draw people in, and then they'll buy the stuff that's a little bit more conservative, not much, but a little bit more. And what happened was that people were drawn into the booth because of these really crazy shaped cabinets and colorful pieces, and that's what they bought. And it kind of gave us more permission to do exactly what we wanted to do. Pieces were starting to get put into museum collections. And it was rolling along pretty well there for a while. And then we split up Godly Swan. Lloyd went on to do design work on his own, and I, not wanting to continue in the same vein that we had been doing, I didn't want to compete doing furniture and lighting, I went back to doing art. And the obsession that had developed towards the last years of Godly Swan with lighting kept going. And so it's been almost 20 years since then, and everything that I have done since then has light embedded in it in some way.
My name is Jean Lee.
And I'm Dylan Davis, and we are Ladies and Gentlemen Studio, and we are here in Red Hook, Brooklyn. We originally met in school. We were at the University of Washington studying industrial design. We really sort of realized there was a real compatibility in our sensibilities and our working styles.
We're really drawn to the Red Hook creative community here. There's a lot of artists and designers and fabricators and architects. Just feel that we could get a lot of different ideas or collaborations done. We even get some of the glass parts made down the block. Also, every once in a while, we'll get together on a sunny day and just do a picnic.
Ladies and Gentlemen is an interdisciplinary design studio focused on the idea of being explorative in the discipline of design. So within that, we make a lot of products, but we also explore a lot of installations and collaborations and different sorts of community building around the practice of design. We're constantly trying new things that all build on each other in sort of indirect ways.
The distinguishing factor of our studio and our work is that there's this sort of unexpected playfulness, but simple yet refined. When people come into our studio, they could expect to see this feeling of this ladies and gentlemen world of all these artifacts, findings, and material collections that really is part of our design process.
We'd like to put a lot of finished work and prototypes within this space, so there's a big mix of things that are sort of done in their final state and things that were maybe early versions of our current product.
We have a lot of open shelves, as you could see, and essentially our 3D inspiration board.
Our studio's typical client is architects and designers. We sell a lot of lighting products. In an ideal scenario, we're having this dialogue with these designers, and it's almost a collaboration in itself with our customers.
People ask us what our style is, but it's less of a style, it's more of approach of how we treat materials in a very respectful and thoughtful way.
Hello, I'm Helene Oberman, Managing Director of Interior Design Magazine, and I'd like to welcome you to ProductLive. This is our series that delves into the products and trends, grabbing the industry, and in real time, looking at the minds behind the design. So, what do the weaving techniques of antique textiles, the ever-evolving formations of the earth, the celestial atmosphere of the sky, and the infinite complexity of fractals all have in common? Tarkett, the 140-year-old flooring company committed to providing innovative and sustainable solutions for the built environment. And today we're going to explore the development of 3 new collections launching for the brand and how each capture the very spirit of these varying inspirations. With me to discuss these new designs is Misty Lewis, Director of Design for Soft Surfaces, Lee Wright, Design Director for LVT, and Tommy Keener, Senior Director of Design. Welcome, everybody.
Thank you for having us.
Let's start with the new collection, Modern Refinement, which was designed in-house by the Tarkett team. So Misty, you are first up. So the commercial market has seen a real shift towards a more residential feel over the last few years, if not more. But can you tell us over how the last year, with everyone spending so much time at home, played really a real influence on this new collection?
Yes, we actually began designing the collection before the pandemic. And even then, we were already acutely aware of the desire for commercial interiors to feel more like home. And then COVID hit, and there was all of a sudden this necessity to feel safe and cozy and comfortable at work. And I think that's when we realized that we had to really embrace the tactile properties of textiles and the effect that they can have on our well-being. We wanted to really create a collection of products that were at once usable and cocoon-like. So we really played up the texture and thoughtfully curated the products to provide a sense of soothing and warmth.
So you look to antique textiles really as the inspiration for this new collection. So what were you looking to source from these sort of vintage pieces that you could then translate into flooring?
Well, we knew we really wanted to take a deep dive into the archival textiles as an inspiration source, but we really had no idea what that was going to look like. So as we began researching, 3 really distinct methods kept showing up. And from there, we were able to distill each method down to a textile that we could create on our machinery using the principles of these textiles, the ancient textiles, with a modern twist.
Mm-hmm. So color is always such a big part of the development for any collection, but for Modern Refinement, why did you decide to keep the palette fairly neutral in tone?
Oh, we had so much fun curating this palette. Since the collection is based on archival textiles, we knew in order to keep the palette true, we would need to use only colors found in nature. But luckily for us, Mother Nature provides the most amazing, well-rounded palette imaginable. So we have everything from beautiful stone hues to bittersweet ochre to saturated green. And the entire palette is really much warmer than what we've done in the past because we knew these warm colors are directly related to comfort and well-being. And we spent a lot of time coloring this collection. We just really wanted to get those subtle hues just right and just the nuanced color.
Mm-hmm. So let's sort of dive into some of the patterns of Modern Refinement. So let's start with knot stitch. So thinking of those sort of creature comforts that we all enjoy from home, how did you sort of incorporate that into the design for this pattern?
Well, knot stitch was so fun to create. This is where we really got to push the envelope on our machinery and try to mimic the feel of a really chunky hand knotted textile. So to construct knot stitch, we took small and large denier yarns and mixed them, trying to replicate an irregular handmade feel. And we think the finished product touches on these things and really creates like a true sensory experience. And knot stitch is usable and inviting, and it's really the centerpiece of this collection.
Mm-hmm. Well, I always kind of think when I was looking at the images of it, that it kind of had that like chunky sweater or that like cozy warm blanket that we always have on the corner of our couch that we always want. So you definitely captured that. But you know, I know as a company that Tarkett is really always thinking about really doing better, whether it's for people, planet, and performance. So how does that come into play in terms of the backing for knot stitch?
Well, we're constantly looking at ways we can be better stewards of the earth. And I mean, who would have thought you could take discarded windshields and divert them from landfills and recycle them into carpet backing? And that's exactly the recipe for our Ethos tile backing. And knot stitch is exclusively available on Ethos. But you know, not only do we focus on good materials, but we also focus on sustainable design. We really want to extend the life cycle of our products. So the design has to be as sustainable as the materials it's comprised of. And I think you'll see this throughout our product portfolio.
So moving on to the next pattern, thread craft. So you look to linen fabric as the inspiration for this pattern, but what was the specific challenge you really had to overcome during the development of this design and the construction of the new pattern?
Yeah, so like you said, Threadcraft is based on linen fabric. And when we were in the research phase for modern refinement, we just really fell in love with linen all over again. So the challenge was really, how do we replicate that irregular, slubby texture while still retaining our performance standards? So what we came up with was this really blended look using a variegated twist yarn with a slightly visible vertical and horizontal pattern to emulate the warp and weft. And by using different yarn processing techniques, we were able to mimic that aesthetic and fuse the traditional linen look with a modern sensibility.
There's an option for Threadcraft to come in Powerbond, which is a 50-year-old technology developed by Tarkett that's really stood the test of time. So can you tell us a little bit more about Powerbond?
Yes, Powerbond is revolutionary as it's a hybrid floor covering that combines elements from carpet with a resilient. The wear layer is actually a tufted nylon fabric for aesthetics and comfort, while the backing is a closed cell vinyl cushion, which provides durability and performance. And Powerbond is waterproof, not just water resistant. So you're right about the test of time. We still have 50-year-old installations that are still being used today.
Okay, so let's move on to the last of the soft surfaces, which is corded cloth. So what was the source for this pattern and how did you translate it into modular carpet tile?
Well, we knew we wanted to create a building block for this collection, a pattern that could truly be used anywhere and in any environment. And that's when we came upon corded cloth, which was a fabric originally used in British work clothing. It's as beautiful as it is performance driven, with clean lines laid parallel and then stitched together. The goal here was to create an elegant, essential style with subtle striated nuances to add visual interest. Corded cloth is available in tile and Powerbond, and in both backings, it appears seamless on the floor.
So thinking about how to complement these plush designs, you also launched a coordinating LVT pattern artifice. So how did you interpret the softness of carpet into resilient flooring?
Yeah, well, so during the development phase, we experimented with adding various elements that we found from these historic textiles to our different LVT designs so we could see what resonated. We landed with a layered and complex pattern of soft linear cords combined with a stone-like visual. This allowed us to create Artifice, which is a non-traditional visual that you can only get with digital printing.
So we all know like designers love to customize. I think our audience out there hears me say it like every conversation, and they really have the capability to do so with Artifice. So can you tell us in what ways?
Yes, so we get really excited when we start to talk about the customization capabilities with our LVT products. We launched digital printing about 5 years ago, and that gives us the ability to print on demand. So our designers work side by side with our digital printing team located in our Florence, Alabama facility. This gives us a lot of flexibility in regard to modifying a pattern or maybe tweaking a color in real time. It's really been a game changer.
Okay, so we all know designers love to customize, but they're really still concerned about the strength and longevity of the products that they specify. And Tarkett really developed a technology specifically for your resilient flooring that stands up to the toughest test. So can you tell us about this technology?
Yes, I can. We can appreciate the thoughts about designers and how they want to have longevity and strength with the products. And believe it or not, as product designers, we really love to tell the tectonic story. We know that successful products not only have to be beautiful, but they need to perform. So when we developed Tectonic, we set out to create not only the best-in-class polyurethane coating, but we wanted to not compromise any of the visuals of our products. And I'm really glad to say that to date, we have produced over 22 million square feet of LVT with Tectonic protection, and we've had 0 claims for scuffing and scratching.
So while Modern Refinement was designed in-house, you have a long-standing list of collaborators with whom you work, and 2 of them happen to be also launching new collections, Suzanne Tick and Jane Barnes. So Tommy, we're going to bring you into the conversation now. So Suzanne Tick's new collection, Metapharma, is really based on sort of the physicality of the earth set against the more sort of intangible, I like to say spirituality, one finds in the sky. But do you believe this collection's real connection to nature, which I think is really important right now, plays into our stronger sense about the well-being of an individual?
Oh, absolutely. The Metapharma Collection, it explores the textures and colors that are derived in nature that make us feel rooted in being. The earth gives form to our physical world, a space where consciousness is displayed, connecting and shaping how we relate to one another in a space. And that evokes feelings of that stability and calm that Suzanne was going for.
I know Suzanne personally, and I know how much time and thought, you know, she always puts into the color palette of her collections.
Yeah, she really wanted to focus on those natural colors, things found throughout nature. And so she did a lot of research and then developed this color palette to feature warm and cool neutrals, lighter tones and colors, as well as deep modern jewel tones found. And you can see it for sure in the sky or every day throughout nature. You see those colorways that she developed, and they're absolutely beautiful.
Okay, so let's begin with the first pattern, Skyward. So I know that the name really says it all, but what was the specific inspiration for this design?
Yeah, this was really cool what she did. It was a take on an obscured night sky and a take on conceptually fixed stars. And while no celestial objects are fixed in the sky, but they move slowly and not perceptible to humans, it's a visual nod to the constant as well. So it's a great play in what she did there with this pattern.
The next pattern, which is Earthbound, what was Suzanne trying to capture about the earth in this design?
The design is really rooted, and you'll see those layerings, like the layering of the earth and the various paths that lead us to gathering spaces that where we find stability.
So Lee, we're gonna bring you back in. So thinking about, you know, how to complement the carpet collection, you launched Analog Field. Would you say this LVT design is really sort of like the horizon where like the earth and the sky meet?
Yes, that's correct. So Analog Field has a whimsical approach with fun accent colors, like Tommy mentioned, in the jewel tones used in the carpet patterns. And the LVT pattern explores the idea of the continuity of the atmosphere alongside its irregularities. It also juxtaposes light with dark, earth with sky, permanence with evolution.
You know, Analog Field really seems to be a great representation of the technical capabilities that Tarkett has launched in terms of digital printing.
Right, it is, as well as all of these, the LVT products that we're talking about today, they're all digitally printed. So it's a simple process. And because our design team is sitting alongside the digital print facility, it just makes the whole process streamlined and really simple.
Turning from Suzanne Tick, let's now move on to Jane Barnes. And she has a very specific method how she develops her patterning for the collection she does for Tarkett. So Tommy, can you walk us through her process and what was really the ultimately sort of the foundation for these two new patterns that she's come up with?
Yeah, Jane has a truly unique process for designing, and we're always fascinated in the way that she does this. She uses mathematical equations to do her product design. This collection started with her fascination around a geometrical concept called a space-filling fractal.
Okay, so taking this idea of a fractal, which, okay, I'm not such a mathy person, but how has like Jane turned the idea of a fractal on its head, literally, through her patented software to create spin-off?
Okay, so this space-filling fractal was used to squeeze, rotate, and then reflect pieces of a textured pattern into various square and plank shapes. The roll goods that we produce look like a medley of squares and planks even before being cut into tiles. So it was a really cool way that she did this design.
So spin-off comes in a variety of colors and sizes to be a real solution for the commercial market.
Yeah, by their design, corollary and spin-off have a plank look built into the pattern, like I was saying. So they're perfect fit, whether they're installed in modules or sheet goods.
And then, of course, you just mentioned it, but hence its name, corollary is a further development of spin-off. So how did Jane adapt her initial design for spin-off to create this second pattern?
Yeah, so building on that geometric approach, Jane assigned playful accent colors to certain areas of the pattern to create corollary. And by maintaining those same base neutrals throughout the palette, corollary and spinoff coordinate beautifully together and create unique zones or more varied modular layouts.
Okay, so Lee, finally. So what became the focus of this coordinating LVT? And let me see if I can get it right. Polyomino.
That's correct.
Which is a series of sort of, it seems like puzzles layered upon each other.
Yeah, yes, it is. So Jane continued the geometric theme with the coordinating LVT, as you said, called Polyomino. She found inspiration in the video game Tetris, but instead of always working with 4 squares at a time like you do in Tetris, Jane mixed up the number of connected squares to create a more variation. And then she layered patterns similar to Sudoku puzzle over this pattern in order to be able to add color kind of in a random way. The numbers in the puzzle were replaced by assigned colors, which gives us the evenly dispersed textured background. And so, like I said, like the other LVTs that we've talked about today, Polyomino is also digitally printed, and you could easily change those accent colors to fit an individual space.
Well, I mean, it's just so interesting how Jane's mind works, and she's able to come up with these layering of Sudoku and Tetris into a pattern. But unfortunately, we've run out of time, but I think we've gotten such a great overview of these 3 new collections. So Misty, Lee, and Tommy, I really appreciate your time and your insight into the development for Modern Refinement, Metapharma, Spinoff and Corollary, and Polyomino. And of course, to our wonderful audience out there, please make sure to check out the Tarkett website to learn more. And I hope to see you all this fall, live and in person, and the new collections at NeoCon.
Hey everybody, this is Cindy Allen, Editor-in-Chief of Interior Design, and welcome to another episode of DesignBiz. Check this out, Seth Stevens, he's the Chief Designer in the luxury space for Kohler and Roburn, and then we have the lead designer, Linda Yang from Roburn, and we're going to talk about the process and about designing new product. They have an amazing new series that I am dying to share with you. So Seth Stevens, he's the head honcho over on the design side for Kohler and Roburn, and then Linda, you're the lead designer on Roburn, right? Working specifically with Roburn, right? So are you guys aren't typically together, right?
So not physically, but we've actually worked together for 11 years. So I'm so happy to be here with Linda today, and we're literally sitting in the lobby of Roburn's facility in Bristol, Pennsylvania. So we've finally been reunited in person after literally like 2 years.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Yeah, so Linda Yang, you've been the lead designer for Roburn for how long?
This is actually my 4th year anniversary week. So
this week.
Yeah, this week.
Oh, so you guys have history together then? You know.
Yes, before Roburn. Yes.
I love that. I love it. Now, I was looking, okay, so Linda, I want to know a little bit. So everybody, we're going to take you through like how Roburn and Kohler got together, which is fun. And what I really love is that it's a family company and a family company. So I love that whole history. And wait, I was looking for it's a husband and wife, Rosa and Bernie Myers. I mean, come on.
So cute.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. So tell us about it.
Yeah.
So Rosa and Bernie, their couple established Roburn as a extrusion like window rail company.
Oh,
and
really?
at one point they started, oh, we should make some magazine cabinets out of it. So that's when they started making some cabinet boxes out of that extrusions, and that's how it become the Roburn resin lessons. Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's, I hear over and over again. Like, so Seth, tell us. Kohler started in a way that would be surprising for people too, right?
Yes, right. So that was with the invention of the bathtub over 120 years ago. Also still family owned and operated company and organization. So yes, lots of similarities, family.
And it was Seth, it was something like the feed, right? How to feed the animals, right?
Correct, yes. So the original invention of it wasn't actually to be a bathtub, but actually had to do with livestock and farming. And, you know, it was headquartered in Wisconsin and still in the same area today. Headquartered in the same area, yeah.
I love that. So also Roburn, it wasn't what we expected. And then they were in the 80s, right, Linda? And then when did Kohler buy Roburn or partner with Roburn? Explain that.
I think it's 1879. I should check.
No.
No, 95. No, that's okay.
You're talking
Oh,
about
everybody's designers. You know, designers. They don't care about dates. I'm gonna tell you, in '68, they started in Bristol, Pennsylvania. Don't feel bad. But in '95, Kohler and Roburn got together, right, Seth?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. All right. And so there's been already a long history, but as we know, everything's changed so much. And I was really excited by this new collection, which gives Roburn a completely kind of different look. So tell us how you got started with it.
You know, it was really, you know, the inspiration behind creating the craft series was really Roburn, to be honest. You know, they had such an incredible rich heritage, and as Linda had mentioned, you know, a company that started as an extrusion company, then becoming this beautiful modular vanity solution that, you know, could become this completely customized solution that was used, you know, mostly for interior designers and architects, you know, to the trade.
Right.
And really, that relationship between the interior designer and the architect has been so important and has meant so much to the growth and responsibility that Roburn has to that community. So really the inspiration was Roburn, and it was really, you know, looking at the opportunity that Roburn has and what it has with quality and craftsmanship, and then really transcending that to both provide a wider scope and lens of actual aesthetics that they're offering to their customers, but also to provide new solutions. You know, everything that they had today was wall mounted, and this, you know, this was an idea to present, you know, freestanding solutions. So
yeah, Linda, I mean, you must be very proud. I mean, working for them for the years that you have, and also this idea of craft. So everybody out there, what we're going to see is called the craft series. But the fact that it was always there, it is the DNA of Roburn and Kohler, by the way.
Yeah, our original glass and aluminum vanities were very modern and sleek looking, but A&D community, they were asking for more natural organic forms and soft feeling of Roburn. So I'm really happy and excited about this new craft series, which can bring more breadth of solutions for their choices.
Yeah, that's amazing. And for you guys, how much fun is it to work on projects together?
So much fun. You know, and it wasn't just us. It's a whole, whole team of people. And it was really this, you know, as you would probably imagine, really beautiful, creative, you know, there were moments of, you know, it was a diverge converge process, and there's those beautiful, crazy, chaotic moments, but it's essentially, as you would imagine, tons and tons of image pulling and collecting and data collecting, and also you know, getting information and feedback from our design community that was fully incorporated into the process. But it's always a ton of fun. And I think what was different about this process too was it included, you know, our luxury partners, you know, with Callista and Ann Sachs and a whole family of teams that were brought together to really, you know, dedicate time to this project.
I love that. I love everybody together. So I know everyone's probably saying, what does it look like? What does it look like? Okay. So without further ado, first of all, there are quite a few collections. So we'll go through them, and you kind of give me the ethos and the inspiration on each of the collections. I'll start pulling them up. So the first one, which I love so much, is the Helden.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is luxury chic, coastal living aspirational set. It has softer, rounded corner and carved out integrated pools. It gives very airy and light aesthetic in the room. So it's very minimal, but it has great details on each corners, and it has minimalist floating installation option. So Yeah, it's a great option for minimal, cozy space.
I love that I love all the curves, because to me it looks like everything's kind of like a sculpture, which I really, really love. So anytime there's a hard edge and you can like turn it, it feels special. Seth, what do you like about it?
I'm obsessed with the capsule shape in general, and those rounded edges. And as you mentioned, rotated, like it feels like everything today is softer to try to combat, the harsh world we're living in right now. And so anything that's kind of soft and brings harmony, I feel like also brings like a feeling of serenity within the space, which I think we've also really all wanted right now as well. This also is the only collection of the new series that's actually wall hung or wall mounted, and everything else is freestanding. So
I love that it's wall mounted. Yes. Okay, I'm gonna try to. I'll keep playing back and forth between the collections, because how many are there? There are like
7 total.
Seven total out there. Come on, guys. And you're gonna love multiples, and you're gonna have a hard time picking. I know. Okay, so let's go somewhere a little bit darker and more industrial. Well, metal and wood, the SANDOW, a little bit more Asian inspired.
Oh yeah, that's actually Bergman.
Oh, this is Bergman. Okay.
That's Bergman.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. That's okay. There's 7 of them.
Okay, now I don't have the right names then. I see I don't have the right names. Okay, so I'll show them, you tell me what they are.
Yeah, that's our like Hollywood glam Bergman. It has high contrast metal and woodwork, and it has beautiful rounded oak panel door, and it matches back to the sleigh legs on the side. So it has a little bit of rounded corners again, and yeah, it's very stunning, that metal work and the oak combination.
I see it now. I see it's my fault. Hang on a second. Okay, so here, I love this beautiful leg. Carl D'Aquino's on. He loves it too. Hi, Carl. We love you. Okay, I got confused with something else. We'll see later. But this like leg that's off of the base is beautiful.
Absolutely. Yeah. It was that whole it was a whole 1930s, 1940s, even, Hollywood glamour, those curved nuances, Dorothy Dandridge, it's kind of that idea of taking the nostalgia of that period and those rounded forms, and really about this luxe materiality set, the curved shapes. We love that. Oh, I love that image. I think you love it. Yeah. But this is an important call out as well, which is, so much about Roburn is about that, we're calling it the craft series, but so much goes into every single piece of these collections, including the hardware. This was all designed and developed by the team. This wasn't like picked off of somewhere and the finish changed. Every single curve and nuance, and these are all, handmade. So this attention to detail and craftsmanship and quality has remained really important as we launch into this new collection.
And what's difficult? Like, what's the hard part? What have you found challenging in doing it?
You can talk to that.
I think like having the right choice of metal finishes and oak finish, everything was custom made for our collection. So not only just thinking about our Roburn series, we should think about like a plumbing options from Calista and lighting, from Kohler and Ansack's surface. So all those curation part was challenging, like having right finish for our collection.
Yeah, so much of that finish mixing, right? So it's like, the collection was specifically designed to not be in any sort of like matchy, but it was really from that personalized approach or customer approach of taking all these different beautiful metal finishes and bringing them together in a curated, more eclectic way. And that was really, like this pairs with we have it paired with our bronze versus steel Calista faucet. But it's this idea that every metal finish and wood finish that we selected was specifically designed and curated to go with all of our other finishes within our family and outside of our family.
Yeah, but first of all, I love that. And that's kind of the puzzle, right? That's the puzzle for you guys. Then you have to allow the designer to do whatever they want. But that's kind of a fun puzzle to have.
Well, that's also the beauty of this whole thing, because it's actually designed that it all does this. Like, we have it like this, but you can do this.
Exactly. Do you hear that, designers out there? Because that's the thing I always joke about with designers. Give them A, B, and C options. You've given them way more than that, and they want D. D's here, E's here, and lots of more options in terms of all of the fixtures. So I love it. Okay, let's keep going because people are loving the collection, by the way. Oh, most important to us these many years is the consistent, reliable, high quality. New designs are absolutely stunning, bringing in a wonderful new options. Carl Dick, you know, we love you. Okay,
Love you.
So, we love Carl. Okay, so
Love
now
you, Carl.
I'm pulling up Bodo, which I like. You guys say it's like modern rustic ski retreat. So take me. That's what you
right.
say.
That's right.
Yeah, it's like aspirational outdoor lifestyle solution. And it has special top as you're looking at that integrated mineral cast infinity drain sink options are really beautiful in person, and that architectural details on the base and openness and mimicking some beam structure, those are really beautiful and simple, beautiful.
It's
Yeah,
that whole mix
the
of like, yeah, sorry.
No, go ahead.
It's that whole mix of like, you know, modern simplicity, I think, with like rustic farmhouse, you know? So it's
Yeah.
like we have like mixing the rough and the sleek together, you know, in this beautiful combination.
And you know what I love too about the collections is that they're all simpatico, but they're all different. They really are all
Very.
different. So that's really beautiful, and I appreciate you guys so much. And by the way, can I just say I really appreciate Kohler for doing the Design Takeover Day, because like we have so much fun with you all, and it's all about the give and take and throwing, you know, like pushing out to the design industry all the love and goodness and products. So thank you, Kohler, for that. Okay. Now
Thank you. We love you.
I'm going to find another, just so you know, just so you don't think I'm a crazy person, all the images pop into Instagram all mixed up. So now it's my own test of will. Okay. All right. So that's why I didn't get the right one first. Chestnut Hill, right?
You got it.
Yes. Okay. Chestnut Hill. Thank you, Amy. Okay.
You win.
Yeah. So take us through that a little bit more to kind of New England-esque, right?
Yeah, it's like a pared down New England, like East Coast American traditional style. But it's not like out there. Like it has very subtle touch of traditional, like beveled edge, a little bit of tapered legs. So it's like really simple, subtle details.
Yeah. Yeah, you see, I see. Is that a little inlay of metal?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very pretty.
And even, you know, yes, New England was the inspiration, you know, think anything from you know, Connecticut farmhouse, etc. But really, like the idea and concept also was to design it in a way that it could fit into almost any sort of traditional / classic environment, whether you're in a craftsman or whether you're, you know, in a federal inspired, you know, house, etc. But the idea is that this can really mix and match and pair within several different, you know, traditional classic settings.
Yeah,
this is oak, right? Solid oak. This is oak.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
It has oak veneer, and some of the main construction is oak hardwood.
Nice, very nice.
And
Okay.
lots of storage for this option. So even like a smaller space in like Boston, Beacon Hill, they can get like a 24 mini one, and lots of drawer spaces in there.
Yeah, beautiful. Okay, we're gonna go. This one is Sendai. Right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
You got it.
Yeah. All right. I'm getting there.
Do you want to talk about?
Oh yeah. So that's like it has really symmetrical composition with that accent of metal inlay plate. Actually, that portion is integrated hand pull, so it's like chamfered edge, and it's ergonomically you can just pull it out as a drawer, and that high contrast makes it really like bold and fun accent. And we also have secondary color. If you don't like bold high contrast, we also have like light gray tone with brushed pewter, so that's another option that you can go with. And
That's nice.
Full collection with that linen tower on the right side, so a little bit of open space and mini drawers at the bottom. So
wait, Linda, well, first of all, for everyone out there, so behind my head is this tower. So I'm sorry, there's a very nice open shelf tower with the base. You can kind of see the base part. Linda, tell us, in terms of that handle, idea, which is very beautiful and very integrated, was that tricky to figure out?
I think that making the shape was simple, but when we decided, oh, where should we cut it as a drawer height? Because you can cut it in half or make it taller. So there was visual intriguing portion of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Seth, how did you guys decide, okay, it's going to be seven in the family of crafts? No, I'm just wondering, you know, when we think about it sometimes with textiles, there'll be like 100 varieties and they have to, you know, you have to keep editing down. So how did you decide on this?
Oh my God. So, you know, there's so many pieces that went into that decision-making process. And I think in the end with 7, it really had to do with more the business strategy and how many it made sense based on total quantities, et cetera. You know, really because the design process iteration, I mean, honestly, I feel like in the beginning when we concepted these, there were over 50 concepts. To be honest, you know, so I think honestly, it really came down to final assortment planning and business decisions, you know, to be really honest.
I mean, it must be, you know, as designers too, and you both have your own ideas and then coming together and collaborating. I mean, that's part of the fun, especially when you find a good partner to collaborate with. But starting to, like, as it starts to unfold and you start to see them beautiful, but each one slightly in a different lens, that's what gets exciting, right?
Absolutely. And it's this, like, it's really interesting because I feel like we think of these almost as like our children or as we go through the process, and we have favorites. Like, I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but this one particularly actually is one of Sendai is one of my favorites. And it's truly because I feel like it captures that original idea of the modern aesthetic that Roburn has always had and excelled at, but takes it to this more like natural craftsman's direction. And it's really that, you know, it's that really beautiful, sleek mix of materials. But, you know, I think it's about having that idea or process of being able to also let go through the process, and also allow, you know, we do these designer panels where we get feedback, you know, from our community. And that really starts to help drive a lot of those decisions, to be honest.
By the way, you have a question here. Thank you for that, Seth. I didn't mean to cut you off. You have a question here. It says, does Kohler have faucets to match? Does Kohler have faucets to match? Oh my God. No, I don't mean, so Area's ID. Thank you for that. But why don't you answer? You have many faucets to match.
Countless. I mean, you know, I think the beauty of this piece specifically is that it is one of those pieces that can live in, you know, I mean, you can see that, Cindy. It can live in multiple environments, all the way from whatever we want to call. I also don't love talking about segments of style, but for today's purpose, you know, everything from traditional, transitional, to modern. But the beauty of this piece is that honestly, there are countless faucets, both from Kohler and Callista, that compare, you know, everything from a more classic style, honestly, to a more modern style. Yeah,
Linda, just for everybody one more time, if they were just sort of looking at it first, you were saying if you don't want it, this is so high contrast. What are their options?
Oh, so we have like natural gray. It's almost like washed, very light gray with brush pewter. So it's very tonal, tone and tone. So I love that coloration. So if you're hesitant about this combination, we have options.
Right. So for everyone out there, whatever you're seeing today, there are more options. Okay? Not here. More options from Kohler and Roburn, your good friends who care about you and they can't help you. It's going to keep giving you amazing solutions. This perforated, which I'll show the detail, this perforation of the metals, very, very beautiful, called the McKay.
Yeah, this is actually one of my favorites. And it's sitting right behind us. So, yeah, it has like stainless steel perforated panel all around the vanity and the cabinets, and it has artisanal, like a high distressed antique bronze and aged brush combination. So all this like mixed media, and that all those texture adds some details into this set, and I love this one.
You guys, this one's so cool. And honestly, like in some cases, I feel like, yes, these are beautiful photos, but it's even more incredible in person. And the attention to detail, that perforated metal, the way that the finish is applied by hand with each piece being unique. I mean, it's outstanding. That kind of ribbed detail that's happening on the corners of all of those mirrors. You know, it's those attentions to detail that I think really help set all of these collections apart.
Yeah, when I see the detail here, to me, what I really love is it looks almost like a found object. You know, like there's only one of them, and you know found it. Anyway, it's very very special. So as Seth said, you got to see that in real life because it's even better.
And by the way, it's paired with Instagram Takeover Live from last year. REM Stern and Associates.
Oh,
Central
look at
Park
that.
West, which is
Look at that.
which is here.
Well, there you go. And by the way, can I just say, Seth, I say the same thing about everything I publish in the magazine and the designers, and I always say they're all my children. So I understand how like you get very connected, and you should. So
Absolutely.
Okay, we have one more that we haven't shown. It's the Skarsgård, the sort of Nordic, which I really love too.
Hit it, Linda.
Yeah,
Hit it, Linda.
as you said, it's clean Nordic inspired set, and again, it has that thicker integrated top, and it's really simple, but we added a little bit of mini mitered edge details, like little shaker style into the this minimal design, and those like brush pewtery hardware is really beautiful. And so you have like an open space at the bottom with the shelf and little organization system in the drawer. So,
Seth, what do you love about it?
So
Count the ways.
you know, it's like talking about all your children, right?
I know.
So, you know, with this one, again, the integrated sync solution. So we've seen so much of that happening right now, and I'm personally obsessed with that. I love this idea of simplicity and kind of integrating the whole piece. And I think that allows for a more simplistic design in general. The thing that I love about this piece is that, again, it's able to live in so many different aesthetics in so many different places, and yet still has like very distinct, like Linda mentioned, really beautiful detailing.
Yeah.
That I think again sets it apart. And you know, like even when I'm seeing this, and with what you were saying earlier, Cindy, about letting the designer take these things and run. And it's the same thing with this piece. And already in my mind, as you were talking about that, I'm looking at this image and I'm like mixing and matching all the.
Right.
And by the way, that was part of our exercise when we went through and developed this collection, FYI. So like we literally Linda made all these beautiful little charts.
I love that.
Well, we literally took like each of it was like, it's like we played the slots and things like match up. It was kind of like we did that with mirrors and vanities.
Well, okay, so we'll do one. By the way, Caitlin Bay is saying that you guys are so well spoken. So thank you. In between the love and the laughter, there's some really, really good information. All right, so we're just gonna do like a recap. We're gonna do a recap. Let's see if I can, again, every image is mixed up. So let's see if we can get this.
We're gonna help you.
What?
We're gonna help you.
Yeah, you're gonna help me with it. So if you want it lifted off with a metal leg, go for the Bergman.
Bingo!
Yeah.
Bingo, go for the Bergman. Okay, so there we go, guys. Love that. Okay, hang on. And something we talked about early on that I love so much was the Helden.
Yeah.
Which is the only one that attaches to the wall.
Look at you.
With these beautiful curves. To me, it feels like a sculpture, right?
Yes.
All right, now you explain one and I'll find it. Let's try.
Linda?
What about the most traditional one inspired by New England area?
I have it. I'm there. I got it. It has the inlay of metal.
Absolutely.
Right? And it's called Chestnut Hill. I got it. I'm
Right.
there with you. Okay.
Dude,
All
you
right.
win. You win.
All right. How about, let's see. How about the angled leg? I'm looking for it. Okay, where is it? This is
Bodo.
Bodo. Okay, hang
Bodo.
on. Let me find Bodo. Okay, I don't want to get this wrong. Okay, that's Bodo, but I got to find the leg to show you guys, which is not with its picture. By the way, this is Instagram. This isn't us. They just like mix it up and then they say, go for it. Okay, there it is.
Yeah, nope, that's correct.
Okay. Then one of your favorites, you both mentioned one of your favorites that had this beautiful like inlay handle.
Yes, Sendai.
Sendai. What was the give me the background on the name.
So because we developed all the collections based on lifestyles and specific locations or the era. So this was originally started from industrial modern.
Correct.
And it has really great like a craftsmanship. So we thought it's like a Japanese movement embedded into it. So that's the name came from.
That's
Sendai.
right. That's right.
I love that. I love that sort of Japanese aesthetic.
Yep.
It's so beautiful. And then we go into this very special, this kind of looking like it's found industrial perforated metal, the McKay, right?
Yep, you've got it.
Okay. I think I'm there. I think I got it all.
You're really good.
Oh my God, you're like good to go. You have like...
All right, I'll just take one of each, wrap it up, and we'll get going. Okay.
You got it.
So let me ask you. This is very very exciting, and at a time where it was like probably pretty tricky to get all of this done during COVID.
Oh
how
my
has that
God.
been for you guys?
Oh my God.
Okay, Seth.
That's it. Yes, it was, so essentially that's absolutely correct. And you know how product development and timelines and all of that stuff works and how we're working with several different, manufacturers at the same time, including, Roburn's team, et cetera. And yes, this was absolutely, and this was honestly right at the heart of when COVID was really hitting everyone. It definitely did put a leg on our timeline. This originally this whole collection was supposed to launch sooner. And so just working through that was a challenging process, but one that the team took as a challenge and succeeded. I mean, we developed ideas and resources and places where it was safe for people to meet up and go through the development process. And honestly, it made us stronger and better as a team. And the unique thing about part of our team at Roburn across our luxury division is that our designers are actually located all over the country. And so we were grateful that we had already had years of remote working experience with each other, and that really helped us actually get through this product development process.
No, that's great. Somebody was saying, I wanted to know, because you see this collection, you see all this product, and you're thinking, oh my God, how in the world did you get this all done? So, it's also a testament to the capabilities of Kohler and Roburn, honestly, right? And honestly, the commitment
teamwork.
to design.
And honestly, teamwork.
Yeah, and teamwork.
Like we have an incredible team across the entire company. And we all worked with each other quite seamlessly, and that was important to drive this process. And this is probably the biggest launch that we've ever had in terms of like a full-on curated collection with mirrors, vanities, and Kohler lighting, and all curated with Calista and Kohler.
Amazing. Now, I know we see the mirrors there. Is there anything else you want to pan and show us, or is that like too complicated? It's kind of complicated, right?
Yeah.
Should we try it?
Yeah.
We should try it because
I was like, if we screw up.
No. Look, they're so cute. Look, they're in the Roburn showroom, everybody, and we are going to try.
We're literally like 20 feet from the factory right now.
Oh my God, take us to the factory. Okay, let's look. Oh, let's see. Oh, so that's the one with the perforated metal that we love.
Yes. So once you get
oh my goodness, I didn't realize it was so oh my God, I know,
isn't it amazing?
That's amazing. That's the McKay, everybody. So everyone out there, that's McKay. Now let's see the mirror. Yeah.
That's the detail.
Yeah.
So this is our Mirror your own the reflection, Seth. No, come on.
Come on, Seth. Again, it's called Craft. The whole collection is called Craft, everybody.
Yeah.
Kitchen
With
Living
this-
said, this is amazing. Show the front of the facade of it. Show the perf again, because it's unbelievable.
Yeah. So it's really pretty.
That's so gorgeous.
Yeah,
Wow.
it has tons of storage here. Seth will show this. Yep. And at the bottom, it's a drawer space, so you have options of having taller item, smaller item. Yep.
Can you make that into a wardrobe, like double it with some hanging? And I would love that for like.
Oh, that would be so
That would actually be so
cool.
Okay, I'm just saying, you guys. All right, so that's the.
Well, it
what
doesn't
else
have
do
to
you
be
have? That's the
used in
McKay,
bathroom.
everybody.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have to be used in the bathroom. It can be used anywhere.
Uh-huh.
Oh, this is cool because it shows the organizing.
Oh, that's the McKay.
This
Oh,
No, we were just at the McKay. That's the Chestnut Hill.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is really cool because the organization.
Yeah, we have
So-
like divider with a glass panel. So
So that's beautiful. That is so beautiful. That's probably the most traditional one of the group.
Yes.
correct.
Right.
And it's all paired with Callista plumbing and
Yes.
Kohler lighting.
Kohler
It looks
lighting, new
all
color decorative lighting.
together.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay,
This
take.
is Sendai.
That's one of your favorites.
Yes, it is.
With the integrated how you open. Can you show how Seth just did that? Yeah.
Yep, and also like this contrast in real life is stunning. So
Yeah.
we have a bathroom remodel coming up, so I think this might be the one.
That's gorgeous. Beautiful.
Yeah, and it has really good textural details. It's not just matte black, but you have all the grain details.
You can see the grain. You're doing it.
Yeah.
By the way, Linda, you are expert right now. You're doing a great job.
She is! And it's paired with, of course, our Callista One faucet.
Oh yeah, we love the one collection from Kohler. Let's show it. That's beautiful.
Yeah. And the storage option, linen tower.
Yeah, you have a lot. You designed a lot of towers in this collection, which is nice.
Sure did.
Yeah. If the people didn't want to do like full renovation, they just wanted to have like freestanding options for storage. So
That makes a lot of sense. Is there, okay, so what else do you have?
So this is our last collection, Bergman. So the
This is the Bergman.
yeah, this metal
Oh,
detail.
this is like the glam. This is a little bit the Hollywood glam.
Correct. Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, beautiful.
You want to show inside?
And also I love the curve of the metal, and then that has
Right.
the leg, right? The leg is
Yeah,
it's
we
a really
have-
pretty leg.
Yeah, same radius, rounded corner on the front and on
Yes.
the side. Yep.
Yeah, and for everyone out there, because I couldn't tell what it was at first because see, when you put a nice marble top on it, it also looks completely different. So you still have a lot of options.
Correct. Yeah, we have about 9 top options too, so you can choose your tops for this countertop.
Yeah, somebody was saying gold fittings would be pretty too. Yes, it would.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely
yes, it would be.
stunning. Yeah,
Yes.
and that was that whole finish mixing that we basically organized and curated. We pined over for months, because that was really about basically taking all of our key finishes. So and then basically laying all of those out and then creating these finishes. So literally everything is mix and match. So this beautifully pairs with the polished nickel. It also also pairs with chrome, gunmetal, brass, bronze.
Yeah.
So
Can I ask again, since there's 7 in the collection, the craft series,
Yeah.
is it something? Do you start seeing one thing, then 2 things? I know.
Sorry, give me one.
All right, go back.
Yeah.
Go back if you can. Cindy, there's another Cindy. Hi, Cindy. There are not a lot of Cindys out there. Cindy West is saying, so exciting. Thank
Hi,
you.
Cindy.
I think so too. Someone said sold as sink plus base or just top plus base or just base. Okay. So wait a minute. So how did this unfold? Did you see one collection per, or are you seeing pieces from all different ones as they're getting developed? How does that work? Hello?
Oh,
Can you hear me?
sorry.
Okay, they're back.
Sorry, can you ask that question one more time, Cindy?
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. Okay, the dynamic duo is back. I was just wondering, there's so many pieces in, so if there's 7 in the collection, are you seeing them complete as one as they're being developed, or are you seeing pieces from all different ones?
Oh, so actually, yeah, like Seth said, the mirrors can go anywhere. We didn't include it within the collection because we want to give lots of options for mirror choices.
Yeah.
So it's mix and match concept for the mirrors. Yeah.
Well, and I think also, Cindy, you were asking, like, when we developed the collection, did we develop it in phases, or did we develop, or did we develop it like all together and look at it as kind of a family?
Yeah, I was wondering when when they were actually getting developed.
Oh, getting developed.
So are you? Yeah. What is that like? Because there are so many pieces. Are they just coming in as they're getting designed and produced? Like, how does that work?
Yeah. Like by collections.
Correct.
A little bit more like collection. Okay, it wasn't a trick question. I was just curious. I do think what you said though was really important, which is there's so many beautiful mirrors in the collection, and that's something, I don't know, every designers are always looking for, like, really special mirrors. They all seemed like very unique, very one of a kind. Even though they work within a collection, they were just beautiful freestanding too.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely designed for that way. It was designed so that it didn't necessarily have to go with the collection, but that it was beautiful and stand on their own and be able to be used in any vision.
And mix and match, which I love. Yeah, it would have, that would have been nice. We did like one whole show like this, and then you mix them all up.
Yes, which is what we did when we went through that development process. We do it like granimals, and we would basically start putting one on top of the other. And essentially, that actually, now to think of it, that actually helped us in the process, specifically with mirrors, when we were designing mirrors, because some of the shapes would have been too ornate or too specific. And so it was this beautiful balance of finding unique characteristics and design elements that helped it stand apart and be beautiful, but also would still kind of work within this mix and match system, to be honest. So that was actually a good call up. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's great. So what can I ask you, what did you learn from this? Was there something, I'm going to show the detail because it's so pretty. Was there something that you got out of this that you didn't really realize as designers? It's a hard question.
I think most of all, changing the material of it, ProductLive, because I was so used to using like glass and aluminum and very linear form and flat form, but now I have more liberty doing some more softer forms and learning about the wood characteristics, and also having more interesting, deeper finishes on the metal portion. So it was exciting to learn about new material sets.
I love it. I love that you said that, Linda, too, because it is true that we all go to a place that we like, or that that you're used to working in, and every material is different. Every material reacts differently. And as a designer, like even just this one collection, I'm saying there's so much in this one collection, is like a lifetime collections that you learn from. Seth, what about you?
Honestly, I feel like specific to this process, I've been doing this for 21 years now. And working on, assortment building and processes and a lot of building solutions and mix and match and everything. I feel like honestly, specifically for this collection, it was really truly working across the luxury format with all of our brand brothers and sisters within, at Kohler. To really, with the goal and focus to create this fully curated solution and think about things with Kohler from a solution perspective rather than an item-based perspective. Was seeing all of these people who hadn't worked so closely with each other before, really working towards this common goal. And that was really incredible, to be honest, to see.
Yeah, no, it is also true that the strength in the collaboration is something sometimes we forget because we've seen Roburn a certain way, right? And even as Kohler, you see them a certain way and you try to fit each other in your boxes. And this completely blows it out of the water, doesn't it? Wouldn't you say, Linda?
About
Blows it out of the water. This is a new, this has been like a brand new, it's like a new frontier for Cole.
Roburn. Yeah, it's really like it was really big challenge for us, but like big achievement for everyone.
Huge.
Like, everyone, not just only design team, but engineering team, marketing team, operation team, whole like collaboration. We felt like, oh, we did it. So.
Yeah, you did do it. You did do it. It's amazing. It's amazing. Okay, so first of all, a huge congratulations to Roburn and Kohler, to Seth and Linda, to a collection called Craft that is all about craft. You couldn't pick a better word. And like 7 in the collection, 7 in the family. I mean, it's kind of crazy. Yes, 7 in the family. All right, so we're going to take, let me see, hang on a second. We're going to take, oh, I don't know what just happened. I want to take a picture, but okay, I'll be small in it then. Let's take a picture together. I don't know why it's not, I don't know. Let me see. Hang on a second. I just want to see one thing. No. Okay. All right. Hang on a sec. Wait, let me get some, I'm going to get something simpler for the product. How about, I do like seeing that. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Hang on. Right. Okay. Oh, wait, I will have to not show my, all right. I'm so small in it. Hang on. Okay. Hopefully we got something. I'm trying. For some reason, it won't let me get back to my big picture. I don't know why, but whatever. Listen, you guys, it's been such a pleasure. And again, I can't thank Kohler enough. Really just being amazing partners. And 2 of you American-made companies. This matters so much these days for all of us that that we have companies right here in the States, who are pushing design forward and are trying to create solutions for all designers everywhere. And we love you and appreciate you guys so much.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Cindy. This is such a valued partnership for us and for everyone. Speaking on behalf of Kohler and ourselves today. And we couldn't be more grateful for this experience. And just know that everything you said is we reciprocate the same exact feelings that you stated. So thank you so much for your time today and for allowing us to show this new collection today.
Yay, this new collection. Linda, you did great. I know this is not her. She doesn't like to be out in front. You were amazing, Linda. You did great.
She doesn't. This was her first Instagram live.
Yay to Linda. Linda Yang, her first. Amazing, Linda. You did great. Seth, Yeah. Okay, well, I'm sending you both big love and hugs. And let's get on the other side of all of this. And an amazing Kohler Takeover Day. Okay, thank you, everybody.
So much,
Thanks
Cindy.
for joining, everybody.
Basically, if you only build what people like that they've seen in magazine or they've experienced, you're missing out on what they could like or what they could really value.
I think exploration is a key, and curiosity is the key to keeping yourself going and keeping the world open.
Quality craftsmanship, innovation, and service describe this family-owned and operated tile and stone company who's on a mission to better the world one tile at a time. I'm speaking of none other than our friends at Artistic Tile, and today we're gonna draw back that slab curtain and get an insider look at their New York showroom and their facility in New Jersey just over the water. So come along for the ride, and I hope by the end of this tour, you too are part of the family. So our tour guide for today is Lauren Cherkis, President and Chief Sales Officer of Artistic Tile. Lauren, I know that designers love to customize, and actually that was the impetus for this new collection.
They sure do, Helene, and we're so proud to be able to offer it to them. Made in America is our newest collection, created and designed in Secaucus, New Jersey, right across the river. And I know we're gonna go there later to check out how it's actually made. It's available in 7 designs and 2 colorways.
So of course, for anyone out there, you can still pick other colorways.
Of course, you can always pick different colorways, different sizes, different finishes, as you wish.
It's really amazing that you guys have the facility in Secaucus because you can really service the wants and needs of designers.
Yes, we're so proud to be able to offer a facility that not only allows us to tailor 2 options to the client's wishes, but also provides them in a fast way. So we can create and change finishes and have it delivered to your doorstep in 3 weeks.
Amazing. Obviously, one of the benefits of Artistic Tile is that you're not just a resource for tile, you're not just a resource for mosaic, but you're also a resource for stone, and really the source for anything and everything that a designer needs and wants.
Exactly, you nailed it. We try very hard to make sure that we offer everything in the hard surface categories of natural stone, ceramic, glass, and porcelain for our clients.
Can you tell me a little bit about this exotic, beautiful stone in front of us?
Yeah, so here is just a small taste of what we offer in our slab collection. We're going to be fortunate enough to travel to New Jersey to see the big collection in full in a little while. And my cousin Zachary is fortunate enough to be our slab hunter. So several times a year, he travels throughout the world to go pick slabs. And if you would like to be entertained by Zachary's visits abroad, certainly tune into our Instagram where you'll see clips from his travels.
So I can't wait to see the slab gallery and see all of these in full. So everyone, let's just hop in a car and make the short trip to New Jersey. Let's go. So Lauren, short trip away, and we are now in Secaucus, New Jersey. So can you tell me exactly what's happening here in this facility?
I would love to. So it starts out with a warehouse filled with inventory of all of our natural stones, ceramic, glass, and porcelain. Then we have the ability to manipulate all of those products into different sizes and finishes in our production facility, and we round it out with our slab collection and our slab gallery. And this is where the brawn happens behind the beauty that you see in our showroom.
We all know Mother Nature does not like to repeat herself. So for those designers who really like personalization, why don't they come to your slab gallery and pick out their very own unique piece of stone?
I agree, why don't they? They should absolutely come and visit us in Secaucus. Here's a great example of one of our prized possessions. This is Brescia Capraia, hand-selected by my cousin Zachary, and you can see that it's book-matched, which means the pieces come together among the seam and they have a beautiful art-like presentation.
So really for designers, if they want a piece of stone, they can come here. They can obviously traverse the long hallways that you have of amazing product. And how are you seeing that designers are utilizing this in their projects?
Slabs today are utilized in every aspect that you can think of, from countertops to floors, walls, art pieces, dining room tables. If you can imagine it and it could hold a hard surface, we will use slab on it.
That's amazing. And I have to say, it's a true playground in here. The stone is amazing. Yes, I would like to go shopping for myself, and I just know that it's all about the quality. You know, thinking about your new collections, where are you really getting inspiration for them?
Helene, we're inspired from all over the place. Architecture, history, travel, jewelry. if we see it and we like it, we can manipulate that idea into something that will deliver for our clients in tile and stone.
So Lauren, just as I said in my intro, it's about quality, craftsmanship, innovation in service, and that comes through time and time again as I was walking through your New York showroom and right here in Secaucus.
Great, now we have to pick your own slabs.
Can't wait.